The Olympics have always been thriving and wonderful, especially when it comes to those moments that captured the attention of the viewers and became the news that stuck in people's heads. From Bob Beeman's long jump record to Mutaz Essa asking for 2 gold medals for Tamberi as the match got tied between them, the audience hasn't forgotten it till now. In today's video, we're going to share the most important and discussed moments in the Paris Olympics 2024. One of the most amazing moments is of the shooting competition where Yusuf Dikec of Turkey won silver, but how did he win? That is getting the internet crazy over it. Many people are saying that he chose silver to match the color of his hair. And because of the way he shot it with one hand in his pocket with any ear accessories or eyepiece while other players were using it. But Dikec did that in his prescription glasses with ear accessories and one hand in his pocket, which shocked a lot of people. We've heard people say that no one remembers the person who gets second, but Yusuf Dikec proved it wrong and set a new and fantastic example for us, that if you win by passion, people will forget who got gold and all eyes will be on you. An opening ceremony unlike any other got the 2024 edition of the Olympic Games officially underway in Paris Friday night, and truly it will live on in Olympic legend, though maybe not in the way the Paris 2024 organizers would have hoped. It wasn't exactly the night that Paris 2024 organizers would have hoped for, more on that in a moment. But the opportunity to put the City of Light and its culture and people on full display was well taken on Friday. The boats floating on the River Seine allowed for incredible Parisian scenes as they passed storied landmarks on their journey to the end of the Parade of Nations at the Trocadero, with an Olympic rings-adorned Eiffel Tower serving as the backdrop. The famous landmark was lit up in all its glory, a veritable beacon on what could have been a dreary night. Much of the city was used as part of the performances, including videos of a torchbearer running across the city's rooftops and through iconic Paris locations. While the initial part of the ceremony flicked back and forth between recorded videos and live sweeping shots of the city, it picked up when the focus was put on Paris itself. Parts of the city's history and culture were acknowledged throughout the ceremony, including a heavy metal performance in the Conciergerie, with the windows full of headless Marie Antoinette backlit in red, and a fashion show catwalk that went over the river itself. The running of the Olympic torch passed down the lit-up Seine and around the magnificent scenery outside of the Louvre, and the Eiffel Tower's light show looked incredible as it illuminated the clouds and rain with lasers and dancing beams. It was a strong preview of what the rest of the games will look like, with some of the city's most iconic landmarks serving as backgrounds for competition. There was also a stirring performance of the host nation's national anthem, La Marseillaise, from the top of the Grand Palais that surely sent French spirits soaring. The traditional singing of John Lennon's Imagine was accompanied by a burning piano on a stage floating in the Seine, a truly incredible moment as the lights went out along the river. And as volunteers carried nations' flags into the Trocadero, a rider on a galloping steel horse glided down the Seine with the Olympic flag serving as a cape in a one-of-a-kind Olympic moment. The steel horse and rider gave way to the living versions of both, carrying the Olympic flag to be officially raised. The 2024 Games promised an opening ceremony unlike any other, and it delivered, including the incredible cauldron lighting. The torch was carried by scores of French athletes and other famous Olympians of now and yesteryear. And when the final torchbearers, judo star Teddy Riner and 400-meter sprinter Marie-José Pérec lit the Olympic cauldron, which was attached to a giant balloon, it began to float. The Olympic flame ended the night hovering over the city of Paris. One last chance for the cameras to capture the incredible Parisian landscape. Imane Khelif wins Olympic boxing gold amid online furor over gender. With an Olympic boxing gold medal hanging around her neck, Algeria's Imane Khelif directly addressed the controversy over her gender that had enveloped her during the Paris Games, made her a culture war wedge issue around the globe, and left her subjected to vicious online hate. Khelif won a unanimous decision over China's Liu Yang in the 66 kilos division here Thursday, winning a tournament that some questioned her eligibility to even be in. The 25-year-old was disqualified from the 2023 World Championships over a test that the International Boxing Association claims showed she had XY chromosomes. Khelif brushed off any suggestion she was anything but a woman and noted she cleared all IOC standards to participate in her second Olympics. She finished 5th in 2021 in Tokyo. The IBA, which the IOC had stripped of overseeing boxing competition here, stated it had tests that questioned the chromosomal makeup of Khelif and Chinese Taipei's Lin Yuting, who will fight for gold in the 57 kilos division on Saturday. Politicians and opportunists quickly began suggesting that Khelif was a transgender athlete and this was akin to a man beating up a woman. The IOC argued back but has not recovered from that suggestion, ricocheting around the world. It is possible for a person to be born with full female genitalia and still have XY chromosomes. Whether that is fair for the competition is something organizing bodies must sort through, but it is a far cry from suggesting that Algeria, a country that is 99% Muslim, was suddenly sending formerly male athletes to win medals in women's events. Khelif was raised as a girl in Biban Mesbah, a small, poor rural village located about 175 miles southwest of Algiers. She credits her hard work and the support of her family for becoming an Olympic champion. As for the IBA, Khelif said she had fought under its umbrella since 2018 and can't understand why it decided to disqualify her in 2023, let alone spread the word of the reported test during these games. The IOC stripped the IBA of overseeing Olympic boxing due to repeated corruption charges and judging scandals. It is heavily influenced by Russia, which the IOC also banned from these Olympics. It doesn't mean the IBA's tests are wrong, but it is not a stretch to believe it would be interested in sowing confusion on the events in Paris either. In the end, Khelif came out on top, a gold medalist and beloved champion in her country, and now hitting back on any question of whether she deserves it. The Olympics without the athletics is like a feast without its main course. The abundance of choices is enticing at first, but when the main event arrives, it's hard to look anywhere else. Tonight's final of the men's 1500 meters at Paris 2024 is highly anticipated, featuring a clash between reigning Olympic champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Great Britain's current world champion Josh Kerr. The rivalry between Kerr and Ingebrigtsen has been building since Kerr's victory over the Norwegian at last year's World Championship in Budapest. Ingebrigtsen, a middle-distance running prodigy from Norway, won gold in the 1500 meters in Tokyo 3 years ago at just 20 years old, setting an Olympic record in the process. Ingebrigtsen has been a contender for greatness since the age of 8. However, he suffered 2 surprising defeats to British runners. The first defeat came to Jake Whiteman in the 1500 meters at the World Championship in Eugene in 2022, followed by a loss to Kerr in Budapest last year. Kerr, originally from the same Edinburgh AC club as Whiteman, moved to the United States at 17 to pursue a running career. After his world title win, Kerr expressed his confidence and criticized Ingebrigtsen's weaknesses and ego in a podcast interview. In response, Ingebrigtsen also showed confidence, claiming he would have beaten Kerr blindfolded when Kerr broke the 2-mile record in New York in February. He also downplayed Kerr's status as a rival, labeling him the Brit who never competes ahead of the Olympics. Kerr, 26, brushed off the comments after setting a 3:35.83 in the heats, his first 1500-meter race of the year, noting that Ingebrigtsen chose to overlook their last meeting in the mile race at Eugene in May. He pointed out that they raced against each other earlier this year and suggested that their prior performance spoke for itself. In a dress rehearsal for the main event on Sunday night, they raced in the same heat, with Ingebrigtsen finishing first in 3:32.38, followed closely by Kerr in 3:32.46. Arshad Nadeem has been breaking new ground for Pakistan ever since he stepped onto the international stage. He is an Olympic champion, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, and a silver medal winner at the World Athletics Championships. He has also won a bronze medal at the Asian Games. He is Pakistan's first ever individual Olympic gold medal winner and the nation's first medalist in athletics at the Summer Games. Arshad Nadeem, who has an imposing frame and stands 6 foot 3 inches tall, won the javelin throw title in style at Paris 2024 with an Olympic record of 92.97. The mark is also an Asian record. Such was his dominance in the javelin throw final at the Paris 2024 Olympics that Arshad Nadeem's winning throw was a whopping 3.52 meters better than the defending champion Neeraj Chopra's effort of 89.45 meters, with the Indian settling for a silver. And if that wasn't enough, the Pakistan javelin ace produced another solid throw, his last of the evening. Of 91.79 lim to outline his domination of the stacked javelin field, which included world champion Anderson Peters of Grenada. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel.